Welcome back to Walton Safety. What are the types of roadside inspections? Well, they vary quite a bit. The CVSA roadside inspection is tailored to specific enforcement needs. The most thorough is the Level 1 North American Standard Inspection, which examines both driver and vehicle comprehensively. Officers verify driver credentials, including the commercial driver's license or operator's license, medical card, and hours of service records, whether that's through electronic logging devices or paper logs. The vehicle inspection covers, among other things, brakes, tires, lights, coupling devices, and, if applicable, hazardous materials compliance. Lasting an average of 45 to 60 minutes, this level is common at way stations or during major enforcement events. The Level 2 walk-around driver and vehicle inspection is less intensive, focusing on driver credentials and visible vehicle components without crawling under the vehicle, and it typically takes about 30 to 45 minutes. The Level 3 driver credential and administrative inspection targets the driver alone, reviewing licenses, medical cards, hours of service, and carrier registration in about 15 to 30 minutes. The Level 5 vehicle-only inspection, conducted without driver involvement, scrutinizes equipment in 30 to 45 minutes, often when the vehicle is stationary. Less common levels include Level 6 for radioactive materials and Level 8 for emerging electronic inspections. So let's talk about DVERs. The Driver or Vehicle Examination Report, or DVER, spells out the inspection level and any violations that were noted. Basically, it gives you a clear idea of what was checked and helps guide any follow-up steps you might need to take. Now, each DVR wraps up with some key information about the officer who did the inspection, any extra notes the officer wants to add. And there's also a spot for motor carriers to certify that they've fixed any violations listed on the report. This certification is a really important part of the roadside inspection process. Section 396.9 of the FMCSR says that drivers have to send a copy of the DVER to the carrier as soon as possible, definitely within 24 hours. Then the carrier needs to review the report and, take care of any violations that are listed. The regulation even goes on to say that within 15 days after the inspection, the carrier has to certify that all violations have been fixed by signing the report and sending it back to the issuing agency at the address on the form. Not certifying those corrections and returning the form can cause trouble during an audit, and it could even lead to civil penalties. So, possible outcomes of an inspection, well, they can really vary, each coming with its own set of implications for both drivers and carriers. Now, a clean inspection, where there are no violations found, means the driver can just get right back to work without any negative impact on their CSA scores or PSP records. The Driver Vehicle Examination Report acts as a compliance record, and carriers need to keep it on file for at least 12 months, just like the FMCSR requires. When violations are found but don't quite rise to the level of an out-of-service order, they're still documented on the DVR and uploaded into MCMIS, which, can affect CSA scores and PSP records. Carriers are required to certify corrections within 15 days by signing and returning the DVR to the issuing agency, as mandated by FMCSR 396.9. Taking care of these violations quickly can really help limit their long-term effects on your safety metrics. Serious violations, according to CVSA's out-of-service criteria, result in what's called an OOS order, which basically means the driver or vehicle is prohibited from operating until the necessary corrections are made. Now, driver-related OOS issues might include things like going over those hours of service limits or having a downgraded or suspended CDL, while vehicle issues could be something like faulty brakes or, say, flat tires. These violations, well, they cause delays and push up those CSA scores, so immediate action is needed, like equipment repairs or making sure you're back in HOS compliance. The carrier has to certify the corrections and submit the DVER within 15 days. Officers may also issue state citations for violations, and that gets the state court system involved, which could mean fines or maybe even a court appearance. These are separate from FMCSA penalties, so they need to be handled promptly, often with a bit of legal support. Even minor violations that are just noted as warnings still show up on CSA and PSP records. So it's important to pay attention and prevent them from happening again. Roadside inspections are, honestly, just vital for CMV safety and compliance, putting both fleets and drivers to the test. By understanding what can happen, from a clean pass to an OOS order, and adopting practical strategies like regular maintenance, driver training, and keeping organized records, you can turn inspections into a chance to show off your compliance. And when violations do pop up, quick action and using tools like the data queues system can help lessen the impact. Walton Safety can help you develop those practical strategies, assist you in keeping up with regular maintenance, provide the training you need, and help you maintain your driver and fleet records, just like the law requires. So, reach out to us today at waltonsafety.com